Hey to the people, what's going on? It's me, Chase, and this is No Chaser TV, and we're excited to bring you the finale episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Tonight with me, I have my special guests, two of my faves in the business. Well, one of the possible. Hey, Danny.
Hey, am I the possible or the one?
I said you first, so you tell me.
Well, Sammy look frozen. No.
It's possible. Um, I want to thank Danny for coming in. Danny is in retirement. For those who don't know, you will get to know why we have gone ahead and sent Danny that one episode contract. Danny is a veteran on the lean. And now Sammy is back, so we're going to bring him on. Hey there, Sammy.
What the hell is going on tonight?
I don't know. I think it's Messy Marcus. I really do because my contact is like really bugging in my right eye right now. Like,
I
so
was in the wrong link. He froze in. Something's going on.
it's just a lot going on tonight. The devil is busy, honey. But one thing about the devil, there's a thing called God. Hallelujah.
Well,
That's
we're going to
Jesus.
be busier.
Okay, well, Lord Jesus. Hey to the people, how y'all doing? We see you guys coming into the lounge. Make sure you guys continue to like, comment, and subscribe. So for those of you who do not know, my YouTube origins are on a channel called The Lean, created by Cortez Kirkwood. And it is a panel-based format where we review all the stories, aka the reality TV shows. Sammy and Danny are hosts on The Lean. And so it's great to have them here with me because Danny has been reviewing The Real Housewives of Atlanta for the last 3 to 4 seasons, I believe. So that's great. Sammy's been here all season. So it's really good to just go ahead and get in with the fam and the OG gang and give it to y'all how we give it to y'all. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And we are streaming live everywhere. So, Danny, because you have not had anything to say about this season, I'm gonna give you some time on the clock while I go ahead and stream live on Instagram because I forgot to do that. And you tell us what are your thoughts so far this season. And y'all pray for this contact that my eye don't fall out. Go ahead.
So I definitely think this season has been better than the last, couple. But I do think that there's still work to do. There were some misses this season. One of them to me was not letting Kenya continue. But I mean, I have been thoroughly entertained. I've enjoyed the cast. I've enjoyed Angela the most. Last night, not so much. But overall, I'm pleased. Let's just say that it's better than I expected. But we still have work to do.
All right. The people say we got work to do. Let me get you on down. The people say we got work to do as I'm going ahead and getting us live on the Instagram. And I think so too. You know what it reminds me of while I'm getting this going? It reminds me of OC and like how they slowly brought everyone back. Like one year was Heather came back, then they brought back Tamara the next season, then they brought back they're bringing back Gretchen. So I feel like it's a building block, and as they build people in, they're going to take people out, is what I think. I don't know.
Yeah. And look at OC now. It's one of my favorite ones again.
Yes, OC definitely got it going on. I don't think we're going to review OC this year over here, even though we did it last year because we're doing Mojito Mommies. And, that's enough white ladies for me. I'm just going to. But we love Down the OC Girls. They had so much fun last season. Oh, you guys remember Danny? He came a couple of times and did OC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so you're no stranger. And you've done Bold and Bougie too. So you're one of my first people over here. So you're no stranger to the No Chaser TV people who've been here from the day one.
Mm-hmm. And Summer Bells, right?
No, we did Bells on the lean. We didn't do Bells last season, but listen, I love the Bell. Y'all know I made everybody. I'm the reason why y'all like the Bell.
Yeah, you might have a little something to do with that.
I mean,
Chase, I don't know what you didn't did, but now my eyes didn't dried out. I think it's this light in front of
Girl, bitch, sir, I cannot. Y'all, the devil is busy. Y'all pray these demons off the show tonight, okay?
I was going blind for a minute.
I'm telling you, my eye right now. Like
you over there looking like Ray Charles. Got the microphone coming out. You about to play the piano.
Georgia. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. We appreciate your patience. Everybody over there down to the Facebook. Thank y'all for really Facebook tunes in, baby. I appreciate y'all the long way. All right, so we start the show. Porsha and Lauren visit Phaedra, who is the chairman of the usher board of heaven. So we're not getting into heaven unless we go through Phaedra. Ain't that some bullshit?
Certified bullshit.
She is assisting the family with the fume. Angela meets with her therapist, who looked at that Angela like she was crazy the whole time and needed to see a therapist, and says, Angela says that she didn't always trust Charles, but she does now and wants to protect him from any type of outside forces. So she wonders who could be behind sending Messy Marcus to destroy her family. From there, she says that she's tired of people poking at Charles and her relationship, and the message that she looks to send is to leave her the fuck alone. Now, in that clip, I found it most interesting because she says, well, they did the flashback or whatever of last week's event where she said that Messy Marcus was paid to be there, right? Now, on these videos that we may or may not play, I don't know, Messy Marcus in those videos says that he was not paid to be there. So it's some conflicting information. It's a lot of who done it, who said it going on with that situation. We're going to get into that. Did anybody have any thoughts about Shamia, not Shamia, but Angela's therapy session or the beginning with Porsha and Londi?
Rest in peace to Londi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to see Angela's doing therapy. I just feel like, not even being funny, but like a side, it just seems like she should be there. And in regards to you, the guys on Twitter, them Leo, them sissies. Excuse me, I shouldn't say that because then people are gonna think they could say that. But yeah, so one of them said that he wasn't paid, but then he has the friend on there saying that we don't have no cash app receipt, we got a wire. So what are y'all? What you girls? What y'all doing?
Wait, say it again.
He said they didn't get paid through Cash App. They got paid through whoever paid them sent them a wire. Because that's what rich people do, is what he said. He said rich people don't do Cash Apps. They send wires. So
it's just too thirsty for me. If they had those receipts, they would have been out already.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. Well, we'll talk about it, but I just keep them punks off the screen.
Okay.
With the old punks.
Keep them off the screen.
Good grief. Y'all are killing me. Shamia is hosting a music showcase, and Drew is coming to give her constructive criticism and see if the mic is on. The mic is on. The beef is still on between Britt and Kelly, as they are not really in the best place. And Drew says after Shamia did all of those, performances, that she was blowing her notes. Britt says that she'll give Shamia an E for effort, and Drew thinks Shamia's mic should have actually been turned off. What do y'all think about Shamia and Drew and her critique of Shamia's performance?
I just found it funny because, Drew, you do have a good project now, but you are not Whitney Houston to be critiquing someone singing. So. And when it comes to Shamia singing, I was so distracted by them outfits that I just couldn't focus on.
In a good way, right?
No.
No.
Her clothes wear her. She doesn't wear her clothes. They wear her.
Oh, Lord. So she just put them on.
Yeah.
Sammie, what did you think about Drew's critique?
Listen, both girls got like they have voices on them. I just don't feel like either is in the position to where they can kind of attack the other. I give kudos to Shamia. Like it seemed like I'm sure she got 5 to 8 songs on her album that's coming out. It seemed like she had an outfit for each song. I don't understand why she was out there in a long dress talking about being in a t-shirt on, but nonetheless, it was a part of her production. But Drew and her critiques, I get it, is shade. They've been going back and forth with one another. But I guess she could throw a shade, but it wasn't like she's good, but they're not too far off from one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, I do feel like Drew is the better singer, but performance-wise, they both need to do some rehearsals.
And here's what, right? That's Housewives 101. One kind of your thing and shade you out, and you go to their thing and shade them out. That's very Kenya charade baseboards and home, things like that. I don't like to see it. I think it's beneath the girls when they come and shade each other out, but when I have to be honest about it, Shamia did start it by talking about Drew lying about her music. So this is Drew's lit back. So I have to kind of just move out of the way, even though I feel like it's unwarranted and unnecessary. We're gonna be honest with you. Is Shamia gonna blow a note? Absolutely. Shamia, I was really surprised this season that everybody was so nice about it because a lot of times I hear like her like harmonizing with somebody and the harmony off, or her singing something and the note ain't always there. But what she lacks in vocal prowess and dynamic, it's just like you wanted to win. For me, I wanted to win. You know what I mean? Because someone that is that passionate about it, has put that much time and effort into it, has worked on it for years. That's something that, regardless of whether or not you're a fan of the vocal, you want them to win. And then when I heard the first song, what was it, Never Had? I was like, oh shit. Because if you ask me, now I have listened to Never Had, and in preparation for the interview that I did with Drew, I listened to Drew and her whole album, and I like Never Had better than the whole album. And then y'all can say what y'all want to say.
I think it takes me back to when Phaedra was talking to Demetria back in, what was that season?
Season 7.
Shamia, she performed like a seasoned artist, and I don't mean seasoned in the way that you think, but I mean seasoned in the other way.
Chase.
What way?
Oh, sorry.
I don't get it.
Seasoned as if she's not a spring chicken.
Like her knees hurt.
She was very like, it was like karaoke for grandmothers or something.
What you was gonna say, Danny? Because I'm not.
I think it depends. I want them to win, but I think we gotta define what win is when it comes to singers from Housewives and their music, because none of them are gonna have the moderate success Candace had, or Kim Zolciak with Tardy for the Party. Like, I don't see Drew, Shamia, none of them having that. I just don't see it for any other singers like getting that.
In that aspect, I feel like a win is for them to actually be able to complete the project and then put it out.
Yeah, and it sounds decent.
At least, yeah. And then like Drew has a tour coming up, so I mean, she kind of, but Drew has also kind of, she didn't just start this on Housewives, so I guess she should be a little bit further along.
Yeah, I get that Drew's getting her lick back, but if I'm Drew, I'm gonna remember how it felt when I went down to the City Winery and sang for 10 seconds and got ridiculed for it. So it's just,
This is the whole showcase. This is like lights, camera, action. And so, whatever. I'm not no booty.
Or the Drew's giving us.
Catch. And she got a whole record label behind her, right?
And the hot dogs.
Drew said y'all got to catch her on tour. She ain't going up in that amphitheater.
Drew definitely, Sammie, Drew definitely came over here and said, catch me on tour. I said, okay, sister.
Catch me on tour.
Catch. Get into it. Catch. Y'all know I love a good catch. Kelly says that she has 150,000 followers, and Britt says, well, they must be fake because you just got 80,000 overnight. I'm sorry. Can I just say, this whole passage that we're about to get into, I live for, because I love when we don't get spoiled on Housewives fights. That's what made the Reasonably Shady season 6 fight so epic, is because it came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting that, and they really delivered in that scene, with the whole this and that and hating on this and all that. Like, I just live for moments like this. So to see Britt and Kelly had that quick little thing back and forth, and Britt was like, well, girl, we were close, so I would know that you grew 80,000 followers mysteriously over fucking night. Like, that's the whatever, girl. And so then Angela's like, yeah, well, nevertheless, however many followers y'all have, ask them to donate to Meals on Wheels, or whatever you want to call it. Ask them to donate to the meals. And Kelly says, well, you might want to go ahead and state how much you need, because some of the girls act like they don't know how much it is to donate. I swear to God.
I cackled.
I hollered. I did.
Kelly won that.
Because you should leave her alone, Britt. Leave her alone. Because now she's ready for you after that stunt you pulled the other night. Now she's ready for more.
See, no ready for that. Anytime you act up, anywhere you act up, you will get beat up, bitch. What's up? I just thought it was so fun. I lived for that little moment.
Maybe it's because they're celebrities, but my close friends, I don't know how many followers Sammie got. I don't know how many followers you got. Like, I don't pay attention to that. Maybe it's because Britt was in competition and want to see who had more, maybe, but...
Isn't that what Kelly told her? She said, you checking because you're trying to be in competition?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's not the issue. Britt says the issue is that, what do y'all think about that? Because last week I shared how I felt about this whole Glam Squad BS. I thought it was bullshit, and I honestly think that a at fault is the the Glam Squad itself for going back and telling Britt that Kelly does not want them working with her. They could have left that between Kelly and Britt. I think Britt was like kind of out of pocket for not wanting to go ahead and resolve that issue and immediately just wanting to make it an issue to fight about. But then Kelly says that they did have a talk because my question was, well, why didn't Kelly just tell her how she felt, and she just wanted her Glam Squad focus on her. What did you guys think about the whole Glam Squad issue?
Well, I think Kelly should be thankful that maybe she's not working with them no more because they make Britt look better than her because they don't dress Kelly properly for someone her size. All these ruffles on her shoulder that make her look like they don't dress her appropriately for her size. So maybe it's a good thing they went over to Britt. You're mute. Oh
no, I was thought someone was gonna say something, but I was gonna say that's the mark of a stylist, though, right? The mark of a stylist is not who they live for; they dress better. Which in this case, some of that can be said for Britt and Kelly, and then also some stylists only know how to work a petite body type, a sickening girl body type. You have to really make sure that you style appropriately for a smaller frame, for a bigger frame. You have to do that. And if you're the stylist that only styles your customers and your clients based off of how much you live for them, then you only need to take clients that you live for.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to say like whether or not I was straddling the fence between whether I felt Kelly was being insecure, but I don't think she was being insecure because when they got in that fight last week, Britt confirmed what the stylist had been saying. Basically, she looked a mess in the clothes that they put her in. So if I'm feeling a way about the stylist dressing both of us, and I'm feeling like I'm getting a short end of the stick, and you're telling me that I'm being delusional and insecure, and then the next minute you say, and the stylist said you looked a mess anyway, bitch, and boom goes dynamite. There goes that fucking storyline, you weirdo. So I'm not wrong.
I
don't know. The people crazy. If Sammie talking, I don't know. Sammie, speak.
Well, I was on mute, so I didn't say nothing.
I didn't put you on mute.
I didn't do it.
Girl, is Demisio back here? Because I know him.
No, I was just saying. I think that I think it's more to it than that because I know they both said they had a conversation. As Britt said that Kelly showed up to the meeting drunk or whatever the case was. But then Kelly was saying she did an interview. I think it was ET, and she was saying it kind of got a little cringe because Britt would be at the house and she'd be like, "Oh, give me your chef's information or give me your maid service information." She said she felt like Britt kind of just wanted all of her stuff. But I think it was some other tea because if you go back to how the stylists were saying how Britt was able to tell Kelly that the stylist said you look a mess. It's like, so y'all been having conversations about me.
They've been kicking about her.
Yeah, so somewhere along the line, Kelly, I think she picked up on that, and then that's when it became an issue because she's the one who wanted Britt to have a team until she could find her own. But I think it kind of became too buddy over there, and she kind of either felt left out or knew that they were having like bad conversations about it. So she's like, we just gonna put an end to all this.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's well within her right. I would have said, "Bingo, bitch." That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I do ultimately think
it's like Britt. That's the kind of girl you can't be friends with because as the stylist, if I tell you this, why would you go back and tell her that you messes up my whole check now? But you know you don't pay all the time, so why would you go and mess up my money like that? But that's
you didn't tell me how much the fee was. Yes, I did, girl. Stop it. Stop playing with me. Now, from there, Shamia pulls Britt aside and tells her that she heard what Britt said about her, showing text messages to her and airing Porsha out after they made up last week at Britt's house. Shamia calls Britt a liar and says that she's never shown her a text. Of course, Britt denies that she's lying about it. Shamia says, no wonder you don't take shots because when you do, you end up butt naked. Now, I don't know how this had anything to do with anything, but okay. She says, like you were in Grenada. Britt wonders if Shamia saw Shiloh in Miami or if she was out there taking shots with Kelly when she got to Miami. Shamia calls Britt a pill popper and Britt accuses Shamia of sleeping around Atlanta. And Shamia says, baby, that room is so damn old. Everybody say I sleep around Atlanta. So now what? My man still don't care. What else? What else? What did y'all think about Shamia versus Britt? Because I lived for it, but I was kind of confused on some of it.
I like to see Shamia get a little nasty, but it kind of like she was upset, but I don't. The stuff she was putting, like for instance, the whole you got naked when you have a shot. It's just like, was she trying to say that maybe you don't know what you're talking about because we were drinking when you're saying I showed you those text messages? You kind of don't have a clear memory. I don't know where she was going with that, but I mean, it was funny, but it was also like, huh?
Mm.
But I was glad to see her get. That's the kind of energy she should give to her bestie when
Really?
necessary.
You want to get nasty like that with Porsha?
I mean, it seems like she's going to at the reunion. I kind of feel like it's probably 20 years too late, but at least she's gotten there, even if it is just one step.
Okay. Danny, what'd you think about Shamia and Britt?
So I definitely think Shamia showed the text.
Absolutely.
I 100% believe she showed Britt and Kelly those text messages because she probably can't. She probably got to drinking and started pulling out that phone herself. The comment about the shots was like deflection to me. It just seemed like she was trying to change the subject and get her to start arguing with her so that they wouldn't talk about that anymore.
Oh hell no, the bitch finally telling the truth.
The comment Britt made, while I understand why she said, if you were so crying, so concerned about your baby, why'd you go to Miami after you got home? Well, baby, if I got home, my baby was okay. Why can't I go? My baby good. I can go.
Now, for me, what threw that whole comment up in the air, at first it was like, oh, but Miami is the literal hub or the connector between Atlanta and Grenada. Everybody had to go through Miami. Everybody, unless you routed through Charlotte, which I highly doubt they made them route through Charlotte. But I looked it up today, right? Because I was like, why is she saying, like, the thing about Brit is she speak half truth, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't trust nothing she says out of her mouth. I do believe that she was shown a text message, but when Porsha asked her when, I don't know if you guys peeped, but she purposely didn't answer when.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
She let Porsha come up with it must have been recently.
And I think what Porsha did there in contact is one thing that pisses me off about Housewives. You instantly take what somebody says, someone said about you as fact, instead of trying to verify the information first or giving the person a chance to explain it or defend it or say it's a lie.
I'm no Porsha fan, but I'm going to be on her side with that because you have to think about it. So now we have you've already said with Angela and Drew. Now you got this girl telling me that you had a whole another trio conversation. I hear you.
Point taken.
At what point were you gonna speak to me? So at this point, Porsha, she probably didn't even care whether it was before or after. Bitch,
what
are you doing?
Well, no, I hear you, but she did specifically ask her when.
She did ask her, and of course, Britt didn't answer. So if you're gonna take it upon yourself, I feel like even though they talk and they made amends, I don't think Porsha cared. I think all she heard was this bitch was talking about me to somebody else. I think
okay, well then stick on that. You get what I'm saying, Porsha? But if I ask you when, and you duck and dodge me on when, girl, why you can't answer that? When? Because it doesn't. The reason why for me, I wouldn't have believed that it was after Grenada or anything like that because Kelly and Britt weren't speaking. Kelly said that Britt and her and Britt had not spoken since Grenada, since they had that conversation on the bed. So when would it have been that the three of y'all got together after Shamia was being passive aggressive to you the whole trip and calling you out for your lack of donation, and then you and Britt got into it? I mean, you and Kelly got into it because you felt like Kelly wasn't being a good friend, and you already knew at the time that Kelly was, in your words, insecure or upset about how you guys were styled against each other, that the three of y'all would have went out and had that.
So did Britt tell Porsha that they had misspeak? I know Kelly told Shamia that same night when Porsha and Cynthia were at Britt's house, but did Porsha know that she hadn't spoke to Kelly since Grenada, or was Kelly the one?
It wasn't aired. I don't know whether they spoke about it or not, but I do know that Kelly did tell whoever she told. But I don't think Porsha knew. I just think Porsha don't really, like y'all said, kind of, she act like she give a fuck, but she really don't. Or at the end of the day, what it boiled down to is this girl talking about me whenever she was talking about me. But I think that for me, what I don't like about Britt is she purposely withholds information to make her point, which is, a lie at the end of the day.
The best lie, the one that's sprinkled with some truth.
She knows how to say something and just leave it open for you to go on about yourself with it. And Portia's not, the brightest.
Because remember, they was hanging out at the beginning of the season taking shots. And then even up to the Pamper by Porsha party where Britt was on mute because she just got her ass ate up the week before. She was on mute, but when Britt did speak up, she was like, "Yeah, Shamia, tell her how you feel." That was all before Grenada. So she definitely, in my opinion, showed her those text messages because everybody knows it's established at this point. When Shamia get a cocktail in her and somebody asks her about Porsha, she gonna talk about it. But I'm sorry, but if I ask you specifically, if it's after a situation, that's because you know and I know that if you tell me it's before Grenada, I'm gonna say, okay, well, we already dealt with that. So anything before Grenada, I don't really give a fuck about. Now she talking shit still after we had this conversation, then fuck her. And you don't answer it, I don't like that. Go
And
ahead.
I also think it was the context of what Britt said Shamia was showing. Something
Yeah,
again,
that's
like
low.
a personal conversation between the therapist and stuff. And how would Britt know that she was either shown or told? Either way,
She
niggas.
showed Kelly at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. I just, the thing about Brit is everybody living for Brit. She's not, she's not all bad, but
He's bad.
yeah, she bad. I'm sorry, I don't live.
She
I
had a
don't
few
live.
moments, but that does not override the entire season.
She
I
is
don't live.
worthless
Um,
as Annabelle from Beverly Hills.
you said what?
She about as worthless as Annabelle from Beverly Hills.
Child. Well, both of them are gone. Thank you, Jesus.
As
Uh,
worthless as NECA.
oh, who? Oh, y'all had to watch that season. I tapped out. Um, so Shamia was going around saying that she don't fuck with Brit because she mentioned her daughter. Do you think that she mentioned her daughter and this is like not fuck wittable worthy in your opinion?
It's sensitive to me. It's always tricky because as a viewer watching it, I'm like, girl, she talked about your parenting, possible parenting or concern more than about your child. But in the moment, don't bring up any, if I'm there, don't bring up my child as a reference to anything or my parenting as a reference to anything. Like it's to me, in the heat of the moment, it can seem like the same thing to me. But as an outsider watching who's not invested, it's like, girl, she didn't talk about your child.
I think it's just like typical housewife. Shamia took something that was. I'm not gonna say it was small, but it probably really affected her. So I guess she had everybody because the baby is sick, so it's probably a very sensitive thing for her. And she probably also felt a little guilty for not getting her ass up and going home when she first found out that baby was getting slung around the house. So I think that's another reason why she kind of didn't like it, but it wasn't as bad as I thought that she said something along the lines like she was faking the baby's entire illness or something.
Me too.
She
That's
asked
what I
she
was
asked
thinking.
the same
She
question
did.
we was asking when the episode aired. Girl, why the hell are you not going home to that baby? So
I asked it when
yeah.
Jared Collins said the baby gets slung around the house like that. I was like, why she didn't want to go home? But if you continue to go down the timeline and she stays in Grenada, her mom calls her and says, "Hey, listen, it's all right. Enjoy the rest of your trip." Okay, she stays in Grenada that last day. They go through Miami for the connection. They have shots while they at the connection. They go home. I
I
don't
would like to
see
drink too. I'm stressed.
right. Whether I'm stressed or not, I'm at a connect. What I'm supposed to do? Not take a shot? Oh no, I don't want nothing to drink. No, not right now. Oh no, I'm gonna take my shot. I
I'm gonna
think
take
that, huh?
I said I'm gonna take the shot of hell Amari. I mean, it's a relaxer at this point.
Yeah, so
She's
Britt can
stressed.
get the hell on with that with me. That wasn't hitting like she thought it was. But the girls right now they starving because they don't have a real pro named Kenya Moore to do it, so they'll take what they can get. Britt and Mike go private jet shopping for some reason.
Yeah.
Before I skip it, I just want to say I think it's highly laughable in my Heather Thompson voice. I find that laughable. I find that laughable because you couldn't even donate a round trip flight to Grenada. And now you shopping for PJs?
You came with a busted box, cardboard box you found outside of Dollar General with 2 rolls of paper towels. Girl, if you
And
don't get
see, that show, she came on thinking she was just gonna be able to just show this fancy highlight. She went to did the car shop, and she tried to do that classy event that was trash. Then she's shopping for the private jet. It's like she really thought she was gonna
you
come in
didn't
and
feed everybody at the event.
just give us some kind of facade, not expecting for the real life situations to expose her. She looked a plum fool, get on that jet, acting like they was finna buy it, rent it, whatever the case may be. She no, and then now we know you don't be paying people. Get out the people shit and go home and quit
But
wasting folks time.
here's the issue with that. You shopping? We ain't never seen you buy nothing. Kim Zolciak got her ass on Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 1, first scene, and said, "You know, I want it, but Papa, you know I do." And
And
5 minutes
you know
later,
what, Chase? The girl can't even afford a storage. Y'all seen when Porsha came in the house, all that shit in the corner. Britt, she came on looking to put on and just.
Yes, because I said they didn't even got no kids for it to be that messy in the house.
Girl, the complex, they got a country club, but they don't have like a storage unit or something y'all could
do
rent.
they have a country club?
Well, she was at somebody country club.
No, people say she didn't pay them.
And that's not alleged.
And Kelly said they didn't know her, so she probably was a guest and threw a party or something.
She only paid for 3 heads to go to putt golf.
Yeah.
I can't. Kelly still isn't divorced and is holding off progress on her restaurant until she do. She has since officially announced that she is divorced on her Instagram. Ralph and Drew talk on the main level for once, and they agree to work on their co-parenting and figure out how they got there. As ultimately Drew wants peace. We all know that is not what the fuck has happened, because Ralph was going on a spree, like a Twitter spree, airing her out every other day. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but it probably won't leave this group anyway. So I'll tell you what I heard. What I heard was Ralph was allegedly going to release a diss track on Drew. Now, I don't know if that is no longer in the plans, but I think that Ralph has backed off, allegedly. This is all alleged, from releasing the diss track on Drew. And so I don't know if that Twitter spree that he was going on was his rollout for that, like clearing his name and then boom, the diss track drop. But I heard that he was going to release a diss track, and as of now, we're not sure. Well, the people are not sure if it's ever going to see the light of day. But
that makes a lot of sense, because you know what Phaedra said, they have the same manager, and she was on the after show saying how, like, Ralph is esteemed. He's a musician. He does music, and it all makes sense.
I ain't seen it.
Me either. So he just needs to go ahead and leave it alone. And I don't. I just feel something in me feels like them two ain't gonna get divorced.
It's not. It's a storyline.
They probably really going at it, but I just feel like somehow something magical is gonna happen and they're gonna make amends. I don't see them being.
Well, that's gonna be black. Well, I don't want to say that. That's. I don't know what kind of magic that's gonna be.
Oh, not black magic.
I don't say that. You see, we had a hard time setting up the show tonight. I don't say that. Britt has the entire family at her home. The in-laws, huh?
Dirk said he about to collab with Dr. G.
Set me free. Y'all know I was obsessed with that. Check and Phaedra go on a date. Do y'all believe that's a real relationship?
I believe they fucking.
You think so?
I believe that.
She ain't paying for nothing. She gonna get us some of that.
Go ahead. If you're gonna pay for it, you might well go and get it right. Hey.
If you can't sell it, sit on it.
Wow. Okay. Britt has the entire family at her home. The in-laws are meeting. Well, let me ask you this. This is what I meant to ask before I move on about Drew and Ralph as well. Did anyone feel like that was a wrap-up scene for Drew? Like, and this is Drew's storyline, and we'll see her never again on the show.
I could see it like ending there and never having to. I would never wonder about her again for sure.
Oh,
I didn't get that, but given the way Ralph's been carrying, and then him showing him at the reunion, you could tell he's clearly lying on her at the reunion. I would be okay if.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I can, like, when Chase say it, I can see it. Yeah, I didn't think that when I saw it, but I could see it being like. Peace.
I'm like, oh, is this her send off? Like, because there were a lot of rumors that she's in a contract year allegedly, and she's fighting for her job, to stay in this position or whatever. But she has a groundswell of fan support now because people feel like this is her best season yet, and it was basically due to Porsha trying to take her out of the game.
But I think if she does leave, I think Drew. I think it should be okay.
She'll be all right.
I feel like she can branch off from here and really just goes like she got the show on Bounce TV, she got the tour. I think she can really kind of focus on
do a couple more movies.
Getting back to being Drew Sidora.
I'll go to Love and Hip Hop.
No, don't do that, Drew.
No.
Go with Brittany.
No, but who? Brit not going to live it. Ooh, anyway. Speaking of Brit, she has the entire family at her home. The in-laws are meeting for the first time as they got married during COVID, and so nobody has ever met in those 4 years since. They aren't pregnant yet, but will work on it after their ceremony. Now, two people who don't believe that Brit is going to get pregnant, one being Mike and the other being Kelly.
Or 3, Brittany.
um, by Brit.
That was the wrap up scene.
That was
Huh?
actually cringy to me because when she's backed it up on him, he like turned to the side like he wanted to back up on her too.
You just slapped it. All right, girl. And cut.
Now that was not in our contract.
He did not look like he enjoyed that at all.
It's like those episodes where like two people who don't like each other have to go on a date to save face for one person, and it's like they're kissing and be like, no, we didn't discuss that, you know.
Now I believe Phaedra and Herbu are more real than these two.
Oh wow.
They don't seem like no affection, no authenticity, no nothing there.
I feel like he just, when you get with somebody, I think he got with her because she was fine, she looked out good and stuff. But then when you get with her, it's like now you know who you're married
to.
to.
Hear her talk like that. Was
like I'm just he all right. When you got me going doing all this fake shopping and shit, like I think he's probably just a little annoyed with her. She seems like she can be very irritating.
Did you see how irritated he was on that jet?
Because because she kept talking about that baby. Here we go again with this shit. He don't want to hear that.
Kids.
Fuck them kids.
He don't want to hear that.
Vasectomy without her knowing. Watch.
Oh, like Kelly got her tubes tied without Brit knowing. It's time for the Oakley's Gala, and Porsha says Shamia is low on her totem pole of things that she's worried about right now, considering what she's going through with Londi. And Cynthia admits that she was the one who told Shamia about what Brit had said. And Brit was like, damn, for real? Cynthia was like, yeah, what you want to say? What you want to say? You want some too, old man? No.
I love Cynthia.
I love Cynthia too for that. She was like, actually, I did tell her, yeah.
My homegirl at work,
you said
my coworker started Atlanta Housewives from season 1, and she's on 7 now. And she was telling me like Cynthia is like very shady, and I was like, yeah, she like always, it seems like she unintentionally starts the biggest chaos. And I was thinking that because she hasn't got this far, but I was sitting at my desk thinking, and that lady's still doing the same shit in her turn.
Well, I just thought,
shit.
I said, if it was me, I'd want to know.
That's how she get away with all the time.
She's needed. That's what we need her for.
But it's interesting who can get away with stuff, because like I'm the kind of person that I probably wouldn't be able to get away with it. People like, oh, you did it to be messy, Chase. You trying to be messy. And it's like, no, actually, it was really a oops. I really didn't mean to start this. I've started a few things in our group chat that I honestly didn't mean to start. Now, some of that shit I started on purpose.
Cynthia's making. Remember that time at that dinner when she couldn't talk about Mr. Chocolate? She said, "Oh, now I'm going to show you I know how to do it." now she properly carrying the bones, accidentally.
She said this to Mr. Chocolate.
But see, that's the difference between contract Cynthia and friend of Cynthia. You see Cynthia shake them garments out, shake them wigs out, and just get out that thing going, hey, so this is what she said about you. All right, I got to go. I can't stay. Like how she did Shamia. Oh my God, she was like, listen, I got to get on the flight. That girl was talking shit about you. All right.
Listen, when I realized that there was a flashback and that she was not at the event, I said,
gagged.
This girl went in there to get that shit started and went on about her business.
Guess what she did? Guess she did, y'all. She got her day right. I know that's the fuck right.
And got the hell on.
I ain't got but 15 minutes. What am I at? Come on. Matter of fact, fuck it. I'll hold it myself. You know how to boom mic? Her own boom mic. She say, yeah, girl. The girl say she done showed the text messages down to the people. And Shamia, no, she did it with that t-shirt on.
She did.
Waiting up with your t-shirt on. Have y'all heard t-shirt yet? I have not.
I have to put my panties on. Some song I know.
Okay.
Adina, honey.
Boy, Adina, she got a freak number on her, don't she?
Yeah.
My mother is working my nerves, child.
That's what they're here for. Adina, how are your mama?
Girl.
Angela and Charles host their award ceremony, and they reward Porsha and Londi for all of their help with Hosea feed the homeless and hungry in the Atlanta area. Porsha does accept the award on behalf of the family and Londi, and then she gets super emotional. And the girls all go to the back and comfort her and consult her. Mainly in her face is Shamia. Did y'all feel like that was some fake hair bullshit or what?
Yes. Well, not fake. But you could tell that she was forcing herself to make Portia know that she was there and support her.
Yes.
Especially knowing that now that she knows that Cynthia didn't, I mean, that, Britt told her all that stuff. So let me make sure she know I'm here. And then you got Britt on the other side battling with me. I got you, baby. Come on. It's like, yeah.
You you're right, Sammy. Because if it was genuine, fully genuine, Phaedra and Cynthia wouldn't have beat her up getting out them chairs. Like she waited, they got up, and then she said, "Child, let me go too."
Well, I think we're at a separate table, so I think they saw her leaving from one table, and
Oh,
their other table got up. They were all at the same table?
It was Porsha, Shamia, and Cynthia. They were
I
the
thought
same.
it was at separate tables
They
too.
were at
Honestly.
separate tables. Phaedra and Cynthia were at the table with Portia.
Okay.
I think she
Then
separated the group.
Angela them got up and went with
I saw that French roll. I don't know why I just
They
but
had French fries at the gala.
no French roll.
Oh,
Uh,
French. Oh
Glad
Lord
Marlo
Jesus!
wasn't there to see that.
I
yeah,
was gonna say.
but I
Is that
part
a
of
French roll?
Shamia forcing herself in Portia phase 2 is I think Shamia was testing out to check Portia's temperature towards her too. Like, is she really gonna be open to me trying to comfort her baby? Portia barely acknowledged her. Portia looked like, please get from by
That
me.
wasn't the moment to try to check her
Portia was
temperature.
looking like, girl.
Listen, I'm not always on Portia's side, and Shamia's wrong. Like Portia may be an asshole, she may be a bitch, she may be all those things Shamia claims she is, but she should have taken that to Portia. She brought it to their group, knowing that the girls was already side eyeing her for the stealing the husband man stuff. She was looking for some support and to feel validated in how she felt in regards to her friendship to Portia with some girls that neither one of them really knew. And it blew up in her face, and that's kind of what she gets.
Yeah, and I will say Portia did look genuinely sad, like this episode dealing with that.
You think so?
I think she's really sad to me.
Okay.
No, I hope so.
I want to
Me
know,
too.
like, it was so to hit y'all were on the phone when she passed away, and it only took like an hour or two. That has
I
to
don't
be
know what
like
that's
very, yeah, that has to be very traumatizing, I would think.
Yeah. So here are the looks. We actually broke down the reunion looks on Happy Hour. So yeah. Normally we would break them down here, but we broke them down there. So we're not gonna break them down twice unless you guys have a look that you really like that you want to talk about really quickly.
You talking
But
about the
these
finale
were,
looks?
huh?
These finale looks?
Well, no, because we already broke down the reunion looks. I
Yeah.
wanted to break down the finale looks and just do 8 or late really quickly. We don't have to talk about it team too much. I do have context here, but that's still a little small for mother. So I don't know who is who.
Number one is Portia.
Okay, so let me pull up 8 or late real quick. Portia, I liked her dress. I feel like I'm giving it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
She 8 for me. What about you guys?
Eight.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I know that dress. That's Cynthia, isn't it?
The black and pink, yeah.
I love a good 80s throwback moment, but no, man.
She looks good from the front. From the back, you can see the wig and how the dress was too small. But from the front, she looked good.
What's in between 8 or 8? Snack?
No, normally it's like, oh, snack is good. Like normally we say like nibbled, but like she nibbled.
She nibbled.
She nibbled.
Okay. Who's next?
Phaedra, and she choked.
What about all that side boob? I'm like, what is going on, Phaedra?
I don't like it.
I would live for that dress on somebody else.
I would live for the dress if she had the hair different and a different type of necklace.
I don't like chokers on short girl on people her height.
And then you got Drew over there. What was she trying to be, Ursula?
Wait, 8 or late, y'all, for Phaedra.
Late.
Okay. Good grief. Drew late. I don't understand why she got one glove on and not the other. Remember when this is years ago, I don't know if y'all remember, but we were obsessed with those gala looks, and I would always post that clip of Mama Tina talking about, I mean, girl, this the gala. When she was talking to Beyonce, this the gala, girl. You can't fix your hair up a little bit better and do your nails. I mean, this the gala,
That's
girl.
Drew from far away right here looked like Lyrica G. the the mom from
I know.
this part. I just I don't know what was going on.
Why she got on one? Now, see, the girls are doing one, small glove, but one long glove. I've never been a fan of the one long glove trend.
I kind of don't care for the gloves at all, to be
I don't
honest.
Well,
like
if you're gonna
Phaedra.
wear them, wear both. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's a late. I'm not finna mince no words about it. It's a late. Who next? For me, at least. What about y'all?
Late.
Hey.
Okay, who's next?
Shamia.
Mortal Kombat. Why would she do that?
It's giving Raiden. It's giving yeah.
I think it
Oh,
probably would have been fine if she didn't wear the hood part.
I
It,
think. Go ahead.
Well,
I just think it's another example. Like this dress could have been good on someone else, but she don't have the confidence to carry off. To carry off, like she can't wear. That's not simple.
she
I
was
bet you
strung
would
through
have
there
been
like she
if
was
she
the
would have
baddest
left
thing.
it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sammy.
I said she was strung through there like she was the baddest thing. You couldn't tell her nothing in that outfit.
That
You have to be. You have to play it off. Like when you have on a jacket. If you have on a jacket, it's part of your outfit, but it's hot. Well, I ain't taking this fucking jacket off. Y'all can kiss my ass. My outfit cute with it on. She should have took that corset off, and she should have got rid of that hood and just wore a simple dress,
basically
maybe
another,
a little necklace or
basically another
something.
dress
Yeah,
altogether.
just a whole nother. I just wouldn't have went for that.
He's a double late.
She
I
should have
just
wore that dress that she performed, the dress she performed T-shirt in. She could have just put that back on.
hmm
I don't like nothing about what Shamia had on. Who next?
Kelly, and I hate this.
It looked like a bunch of weave.
It
Kelly
does.
gonna have on some shit, ain't her?
That's what the
It's
styles are
just
talking about.
very leprechaunish.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't like
I'm gonna
it. I
have to give
see
her
why.
late.
And I see she should be glad those stylists are only working with Brit because
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give her the late. Speaking
they
of,
not
is that Brit next?
Brit ate to me. I like this. I just and I think I like it because everything else has been so late. It's nice to see something just not overly complex.
Sammy.
I don't hate it, but
She
she's not
she
performing.
nibbled.
She nibbled.
She nibbled a piece of it off, but I'm not really completely sold on it. It looks sloppy.
I'm gonna say nibbled. I forgot that was an option.
It's really not, but
I
y'all been doing it, so
I don't think she's late.
yeah.
That's
But I just think
She
it's
is late,
sloppy.
but
Yeah, I'm not living. Who's the last person?
Angela.
Angela 8.
I like the dress. I think maybe it's her hair. It's just too much hair. I feel like.
I
But
like the beat.
I like the
Thought it was
dress.
fun, but I mean, Portia is really the only one who ate to me.
Yeah, Porsche the only one who realized it was the finale, and this is gonna.
Right. Portia must have got the message from Mama Tina.
Where you go, bitch? Oh, there she go.
Well, I don't see it.
Chase. Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna say we got to
It's
take
the
over.
gala girl. Damn, I'm sorry.
Marcus got you again.
Messy Marcus. Y'all think I should interview her?
No,
Okay.
you gonna get an hour of lies.
Will it help us in the algorithm?
Mm-mm. It's not really given. Like I just the whole situation. Well, we're gonna talk about it shortly because I have a lot. I have some things I need to say.
All
My
right,
name
let's
is
get on to
Jasmine
it.
Masters,
And I have
and I have
something to
some.
say. Let's
I
get
don't
right
like
on
it.
into it. So Angela gathers with all the ladies and she questions the women one by one. She says that Kelly is being questioned because it was her event and she went and took shots with Messy Marcus in the middle of the event. Kelly denies it. Angela also says, Britt, it could have been you because you're a whore. And that's all I got. I mean, really.
She should have asked
Um,
Bertha who it was.
huh?
She should have asked Aunt Bertha who it was.
Porsha wanted to. Kelly and Shamia nudge each other, and that was shown for some reason. And Drew says they found out. Oh my God, was that something that they were trying to tell us? Why are they showing them nudging each other? Did y'all catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was telling. What was she saying to Angela at the time? Oh, I feel like we've been on a good path moving forward, and then the little nudge came. So I guess
Like, here go this bitch sucking up.
Yeah.
Drew says that they found out it wasn't true, and then brings Messy Marcus out. Charles steps in and says Messy Marcus has to get the fuck out of his event. And Angela says, "No, Charles, trust me, Charles, trust me." And Charles then said, "I'm not trusting you." Oh my God!
When I said I hollered, he said, "I'm not trusting you."
I lived for Charles here. I'm sorry. You mute, baby.
You on mute, sweetheart.
You on mute.
Look at you. You want to be messy so bad. You on mute.
Still on mute. You're on mute on here.
That bitch want to get some shit started so bad. Chase is a fool.
I'm sorry, but Charles has made me holler this episode. And I truly believe Charles when he told that boy he was lucky.
He said, "I'm going to just tell you, you lucky."
And I know Charles wanted to call him up.
Well, I'll wait for Chase to come back so we can finish it. But that was a lot. But the way Angela was like hyperventilating, "Please, Charles, just let him talk." It's like
she was shrieking.
Yeah, so we'll get to it, but it was a lot. She was come on here and put herself back on mute. Okay.
I think he tried to put it on mute so it don't echo. I think he only wants to talk to one device.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You sound like TKC. Just say hello.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I did sound like TKC. TKC and Ben Hudson, since he tried to call somebody something bad, child.
Ooh.
But he know the door open. I don't know why he ain't been bad. The door is open. You just can't call people that work. Anyway. Yeah, he said something he had no business saying, child. That was real bad that time. I was trying to say that Angela went through that whole spiel realizing that she trusts her man, and her man looked her dead in the motherfucking face. That bitch, I don't fuck with you.
Trust me. I'm not trusting you.
No.
That was kind.
And then remember the people. Well, why nobody asked them that? Because I thought the people said they was called the F word around Magic. I got to say this, and y'all ain't gonna like it, but based off of what we seen in that bald head punk, and based off of what we seen from Charles and their reaction, they definitely called him the F around Maggot. They said it. Now we're gonna allow it.
I don't think they said
it. Don't get up there and get nobody permission.
I don't think they said it because Bravo definitely would have showed it. And them girls' reactions would have been a totally different thing too.
Of course, you like she would have discussed it with him too.
She's running around on Twitter. They definitely would have told it by now. They telling everything. They talk about we were supposed to have a 20 episode season. Why do y'all girls think y'all are really part of the cast? Y'all came on there for 2 seasons. One of them you almost got your ass kicked. You don't belong here. Don't come back here.
Who is we?
Ugh.
And then he looked. Let me shut up. But
no, you can talk about that.
No, we ain't gonna talk about this George Jefferson. I just don't like what they did. I don't know who paid them to do it, but you can't want to be famous that bad to go in there and make a damn fool of yourself. And then you get all your personal business thrown out there because you want to be famous. The people know your ass now, and it's not for the reasons you want them to.
When I saw that boy come across that TV, I thought of Mariah saying, "You look dingy."
Get behind me, you and your stretch pieces. That piece of information was sent to me so many times. The people want to know Chaser TV to air that queen out, and I ain't do it because I didn't see what that particular piece of information about his background had to do with this. The correlation was not there, and that's why I didn't post it. But it definitely came across my desk multiple times about him in his past that Angela threatened, was like saying that he was like she didn't expose, and it got exposed anyway.
Angela put that out there. And everybody listen. I can't say Angela did it, but it's mighty funny.
Angela is the queen.
It's mighty funny that she said she found out some information about him that she threatened to expose if he didn't tell the truth. And then all of a sudden,
I think it goes to his credibility, though. If you do that, you lie.
Y'all, I'm gonna just go ahead. I was gonna sit on and just keep it for the girls, but I'm gonna say what I think about that situation in just a few moments. But she begs Charles to let him listen to this queen tell it, and Charles didn't want him nothing to say. I don't know if that's homophobic or not, but we're gonna figure it out. But for right now, I'm gonna allow Charles to be annoyed by that situation. So Angela gets the point to sit on down and continue with exposing whoever he's going to expose. And he says that, listen, one of these women here really does not like Angela. They really had it out for her. Porsha's like, spill it out, queen. Porsha, all right. Watch your attitude. Marcus sits down with the ladies and says that it was the godfather of Atlanta. And everybody's like, who the fuck is that? And he said, it's Phaedra. And Phaedra's like, me?
Phaedra was genuinely shocked. I'm sorry.
No, she was. She said she was what?
I said, him calling her the godfather at that theatric, Phaedra looked like flabbergasted at him calling her.
She was kind of flabbergasted, but slightly honored. Like, well, I mean, okay, but huh? I mean,
she wanted to take the compliment, but she
did. She was like, well, thanks, but baby, no. So he says that Phaedra has all of her connections in Atlanta. This, that, and the fourth and the third. I meant to say, and Britt says it wasn't Phaedra. Do you have proof? And I wanted to, if I would have been in the group, I would say, bitch, do you? How you know it ain't her? Booty liquor? Unless you what? Did it. Catch. Phaedra denies, but Marcus says the tea was dropped to him in an envelope, and their plug is named Junebug. Porsha says,
Porsha, that's an actor's name.
Porsha is that is an actor's name, bitch. I don't know Phaedra.
Juba.
He may be hitting on something with this one. Porsha doesn't, in fact, think it was Phaedra. She thinks that not only was it a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit, but that Angela plotted this on herself to get at Phaedra.
You know,
Angela is
I'll wait
to
say everything before I say anything. I'll wait till you review.
Okay. All right. In fact, she thinks it was a scheme that Todd set up, as I mentioned earlier. Angela says that I trusted you, Phaedra. I trusted you these last 10 days. And that she always liked Phaedra. Phaedra says that she has no beef with Angela, but she does. Huh? What's that, baby?
I thought you froze.
Oh, no. Angela says that Phaedra says that she has no beef with Angela, but she does think Angela is crazy. Phaedra says the real person who did this was the person who invited him and threw the event. And I guess she's alleging that it's Kelly. And Angela says, Phaedra says while Angela was busy researching everything, she need to be telling the girls why she's in foreclosure. Everybody gags. And then Angela says, girl, ain't no tea. Everybody know I can't keep my houses. Spray me with some real shit, bitch. Everybody know I'm behind on my bills. And I still donated more than Britt Eda did. She asked Phaedra if Phaedra lets her children visit their father because Phaedra is a horrible person. I didn't understand that. And then Shamia says, listen, we talk about churn. My child was brought up. And Britt says, well, actually, I didn't mention your kid. And so Porsha says, well, what happened? What happened? And so Britt says, listen, all I said was that Shamia was quick to hang out with Kelly in Miami. And Shamia said, and Britt says, not Britt, but Portia's like, oh, okay, then y'all keep going. So I guess that wasn't enough for her to hold her friendship with Britt, I guess. She had to excuse herself before, Shamia said that she had to excuse herself before she beat Britt's ass. And Britt says, is that a threat? And then Shamia says, you don't know people what time, you dumb whore. You.
That finger pointing was.
Where did she get that finger from, bitch? Whoa.
That's how Gerald talked to her.
Britt gets up and Britt says, I don't deal with trash. Please. And she unmics for the final time. Shamia's chasing Britt out of the building. And Angela thanks Phaedra for introducing her to this friend group. I'm like, Angela is so dramatic. Angela said, and I want to thank you for introducing me to this friend group.
And Phaedra says, you're welcome.
You're welcome, baby. I don't know what you want me to do. I didn't even 10 days ago, ain't been but 10 days. Cynthia apologized for telling Shamia, but she don't really take it back. And Porsha finally films in her in her home, and she has not spoken or seen Simon, spoken to or seen Simon. She's hoping that the prenup is enforced, which we all know that the prenup has indeed been enforced. But Simon has since said that not only is he appealing it, she not getting a red rusted nickel out of him. And that's what that is. The season opens up with Shamia's beautiful $9 $9 million mansion, and we end somehow with Porsha filming in her mansion. And y'all know the competition that the people have been saying between those two. So I feel like that was messy and poignant. Sets us up for the reunion. You guys like, comment, subscribe. We got people all over the place watching. We do greatly appreciate you. I have on these shades because my contact is about to make my eye fall out, and I've been really struggling tonight. But I want to push through for the people. Y'all go ahead and tell me what you think about the end of the episode. Sock it to them, Danny.
Well, so here's the thing. And I said this, Phaedra is 100% capable of doing this. We've seen it already in real time. Before. My thing is none of this made sense to me. And if it was Phaedra who did it, the way Angela and this Marcus boy revealed everything, they cast doubt into everything just by the way they presented the information. The three of them. And then the cast didn't help because they all throwing so many names out there. I felt like I was watching Nancy Drew or Agatha Christie show, trying to figure out what's going on. So none of it made sense to me. Phaedra talks about Angela's mortgages. Angela talks about, I'm sorry, Chase. Sam, you jump on because I get more confused the more I think about it.
It was yes, Danny. It was very confusing. Like watching it, it just nothing made sense. And mind you, I went into the episode ready to tear a hole into Phaedra ass because how dare you come back and still be so trifling? But there was nothing there for me to. Granted, she kind of was quick to toss back Angela being in foreclosure, so you've done some type of research of her, but I just feel like Phaedra's sneaky, she's dirty, she's conniving, she could be all those things, but she's not a fool enough to meet this man in no public Phipps Plaza with an envelope of all things. And then if she did, where is the envelope? Where you come with no proof, you just come with words. And the way he was like doing it all out, trying to be all dramatic, it was nothing. It was not enough for me to be convinced of Phaedra. And I want to know, what did he show? Did he just tell them, Drew and Angela, that it was Phaedra, or did he show them something? Because I know y'all just didn't take his word for it, and y'all ran up and down them girls based on what he said. I don't think Charles is homophobic. I think he had every reason to be annoyed and frustrated with the boy. His and coming into his event, he was pissed with Angela too. Like, of all the places you could have done that, you're gonna bring him here. You know, we're trying to do something good. I thought it was good for TV, but it was kind of not smart in the real world, especially because it was tied to her husband, who she has already said he kind of is hesitant about going to events with her Housewives because he doesn't get paid as it is. Somebody did it. Somebody set the people up. And initially I was thinking, I know Angela ain't did no tacky ass shit like this, but the way that she was hyperventilating and really like trying to get Charles to calm down because she wanted him to say it was Phaedra, I don't think it was her either. It's just, who was it at this point? But it wasn't enough there for me to believe that it was Phaedra. And now that you got them online saying, well, Angela set us up, and I think he's just doing that because that information that Angela was blackmailing him with got out anyway, and I'm sure he's feeling like it was her, just like I'm feeling like it was her. So at this point, now he want to throw a wrench in her game by saying that she set all that up, which I hope she didn't. But at this point, I don't damn know, because it was literally just a game of Clue going around there, and we still ain't got no damn winner.
And I also didn't mind Phaedra doing some research on Angela. I feel like Phaedra said, these are some new girls. Let me have some dirt on them ready in case we start mudslinging and they come for me about what I've done on the show in the past. So I think I was okay with her doing some research.
And I think another thing that really didn't help Phaedra's case with this is because she came on very direct with negative opinions about Angela for not knowing her. So it was a lot that makes me say it's possible that it was Phaedra, but based on what they presented on that episode, you're not gonna get no conviction.
I left with more questions. And for you, Sammie, for you not to tear Phaedra up, says that there was.
I'm pissed. I'm mad as hell about it too, because I told Chase I'm coming tonight just because I thought
that's why he booked the episode. Child, I said, "Oh Lord."
Try to watch the episode. I want to say I'm gonna cancel tomorrow. I can't even tell ass.
I bet you were gonna get your ass kicked too.
No, I don't know. She could have done it, but they didn't prove it. They don't got me on their team with that.
Can I say I don't really understand what the fuck going on? If I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, and y'all know I love to have my strong opinion. I don't understand anything. I don't understand it. They want me to believe so bad that it was Angela who set this up on herself. And if Angela set this up on herself, she is the craziest, most unhinged, deluded wackadoodle that they've ever casted on this motherfucking show. And that's where I am with if it was Angela who set this up on herself to prove her loyalty to her husband, only to get embarrassed by her husband who said that he did not trust her in public in front of all of these girls who are looking like she's crazy with a bald head punk at the helm of it. I don't know. But I do call Angela into question about something. And this is what it is, right? And so, before I posted, and, Sammie knows me, but I don't just post anything, unfortunately. And so there's been a lot of stuff that I passed on, right? Sammie, true?
Uh-huh.
So a lot of tea that I came across. I get a lot of tea, Sammie. Do I not?
Post it, bitch. Post it. Now,
Yeah,
what about such and such? Get off my phone then, bitch. You ain't gonna post and leave me the hell alone. Give it to me and I'll post it for you.
You be talking to me like that?
Yeah, girl.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Anyway, but
Junebug said,
are you doing that? No. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say that what I have done is what most people should do, and they don't. You reach out directly to the person who it's about. Mm-hmm. So I have reached out before I posted things to all of the girls, pretty much. Sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't, right? I reach out to all the girls, say, hey, can you verify this? Do you have a comment on this so I can post your rebuttal to that with that? Not to stir up mess, but to let everybody know I'm just being neutral. I'm just reporting what's out there. And also we'll give you the opportunity, even though, like, in their eyes, who do they think I am to give them an opportunity? But a lot of these blogs don't do that. Reach out for comment, which is something that you learn when you're becoming a journalist, that you should reach out, right? So I did reach out to Angela about this before I posted the audios on No Chaser TV, and I asked her if she could confirm, the audio, like confirm that it was authentic, and how did this particular source get that information, because there are clearly conversations between Marcus and Angela, right? So how does this small blog with like 100 followers at the time, if that, on X, get that information? Because to me, I just felt that was weird, right? So that's why I reached out to Angela to verify that she knew that this was out here and that she was, cool with it before I posted it. So she was like, yeah, it's already out there. If you want to listen to the audio, go to this account. Huh? I said, okay. Then I asked her for an interview because y'all know I ain't crazy. But I was like, huh? Normally the girls don't tell you to point you to the source where some bullshit at. You get what I'm saying? Then it was sent to an account with like only 100 or so followers, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. That
that was a little fishy to me. I gotta keep it real. Like, I gotta be honest with you. I like Angela. I hope she returns. I think that she saved the season. I think that she was that girl this season and picked up where Kenya left off and did her big one. But I just found it to be a little fishy that particular account had the videos, the audios, and she told me exactly where to go to get it. And it led me to feel and believe that either Angela was behind that account, Angela's team is behind that account, or that's like an Angela stand, and that's who she gave the information to. Either way it goes, all of that was just a little...
Or Marcus to help
for me. Coupled with the fact that Carlos King did an interview with Angela and they basically spoiled. And I love Carlos, y'all know that, but it basically spoiled the finale. And I feel like that was an attempt not from Carlos, because what does he get out of it, right? He could have done the interview today and it still would have done great. It probably would have done even better this week, had it not been spoiled. We saw the finale, and then once we saw the finale, then we get to hear the audios this week as well as the video interview with Carlos to give us more context. It probably would have benefited her more to do it that way. But I feel like it was an effort from Angela to get her narrative out that no, I know that y'all are going to hear a bunch of shit. They're going to say it's me. I'm going to point my finger at a bunch of girls, but at the end of the day, this is Phaedra who did this. And because it's so aggressive in its attempt, I can see why she would think it's Phaedra, and I don't think that she's framing Phaedra. And I see why she believes it is Phaedra, most especially when you watch episodes of Phaedra's talking about her being old and always talking about Charles and this and that, and I ain't never heard of no Angela before and all that kind of shit, right? I can see why all roads will lead to Phaedra on this, but I don't feel like all roads lead to Phaedra or all roads lead to Phaedra by herself. I actually think the one person that did not get blamed may have something to do with it, and I think it's Porsha.
I will say too, Chase, in regards to that account, when the episode aired Sunday, I think Sunday or Monday. Well, today's Monday. So either yesterday, sometime between yesterday and today, she was posting. Her and Marcus had a little exchange on Twitter, and then she was like, "I'll see you in court. Thank you for the receipts." And then she tagged that same blog that gave her receipts. Like, who is this person that has all this information on Marcus and then was just able to get a conversation that was only between you and him? Damn, he didn't send it to her because he don't look good in it. So yeah, and my thing is, the audio being out is not a problem. It's like, why did you have to leak it to somebody? You could have just posted that your damn self, as a proof of that he told you it was Phaedra. So I don't know what was the purpose of giving it to a blog to post.
I think that blog is that other boy that was with Marcus.
But I thought they was together and they was on a dating show or something like that, right?
So that dating show was girl. Don't get me started on that. They was married to women with
that
kids.
Boy,
I ain't watch it, so
if those conversations are real, that boy had as close as he is to Marcus, he had access to everything.
Hey everybody, I just think it's weird. We're gonna go ahead and drop the link so you guys can give us a call and tell us who you think. I honestly said Porsha only because Porsha would have the most acts of anyone to grind with Angela, because I don't ever really think that she got her lit back for inviting Drew, embarrassing her, and making her go walk up the stairs wet in Texas, and then breaking up that friendship or being a catalyst behind breaking up the friendship between her and Shamia. And so I do think that maybe she does have a motive behind it, but then also, why did Kelly get up and leave during the discussion? Kelly gets up and leaves. Then another thing,
you
right?
Know what, Chase? What I just caught. She didn't get up and leave during the discussion. She did, but she got up after he left, and she went behind him. So that's a little awkward when you think about it.
But that's awkward. But what would Kelly have with Angela? Like, I don't get that. And here's another thing too, right? In the press, it said that Britt did not show up to the reunion mainly because of an issue she had with some of her co-stars. She has the issue with Shamia. She had the issue with Kelly, and then she was accused of setting this thing up by a question for setting this whole thing up, or whatever the reason may be, for setting it up with Marcus and all that stuff on Angela. So I can see why she didn't want to come to the reunion and answer to a lot of the stuff. We got to call her. But you want to say something really quick?
Yeah, I was going to say, when you made the comment about, Phaedra, like, talking about Angela's looks and stuff, that wasn't serious to me. That was like Housewives stuff shade,
right, like fun shade.
It didn't scream like, I don't like this woman. But so
I don't know who did this. Or maybe she did work. Maybe Angela did set it up, not because she was like plotting, but maybe she just worked herself up. I don't know. What I will say is, I actually think this is a childish ass storyline. I would like to be done with it after this season.
Yeah.
And I also would say I don't think it's Porsha. Porsha was too adamant. Porsha wanted to know. Well, who the heck Porsha wanted to know? But then again,
Porsche
Porsha
also
also
want to know,
said Candy was a lesbian. So I,
but Sammy, Porsche also want to know who said that. So you were the damn one who said it. Go ahead, Danny. You were saying before we let the call on.
Oh no, I was laughing. You good?
Oh, okay. Hey, lovable Lisa, how are you? We got callers in the back, and lovable Lisa is our first one. Hey,
Hi, darling. How you doing tonight?
I'm
Hey,
good.
Dan.
Hey,
Come
Lisa.
through.
hey Lisa.
Girl, let's get started. I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, you know what, Brittany, baby. You know, nah, baby. That's why she stopped you, cause baby, you was looking better than her. Okay, that squad had you together. Her down squad had you together. Okay, and they had her looking like she the strawberry shortcake, like Phaedra said. Okay, and I'm for real. Every time they did her up, she looked gorgeous. They did Brittany every time they did that. She looked good, and she looked better than strawberry shortcake. Okay. Cause I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that name for Kelly, Strawberry Shortcake. And Phaedra gave us that name. I like it. It represents her so good. But I really don't like Kelly. It's something about her I just do not like. She seems like she a sneaky link. Okay, just
Oh,
for me. Now let's get on with it, baby. I'm gonna say something for me. I'm gonna say this mess between Porsha and Shamia is getting on my nerves. Okay, baby, this is another Teresa and Melissa stuff. This is my show. You came on my show, and you like it or not, this is Portia's show. Portia was on here first. You trying to come on here and be something? You can't come and you got this singing career. I don't like you. I don't like Shamia neither. She can go on by her business to walk on with your Royal Horses and everything else. Okay, we done seen that already. Okay, if I want to look at Royal Horses and some fake mess, I look at Beverly Hills. Okay, so let's move on with this so she can get on out the show too, because I'm tired of it. And don't y'all remember Lonnie? I remember I watched that special when Portia they went to over they was engaged or something. Her and
Mm-hmm.
Simon. And I remember I used to like her cause her cousin was making fun. Her cousin was funny on there. So I
yeah,
like
I
this.
miss
I'm
Lily.
just saying. I want to be stuff. She lost her cousin. Okay, that's the first thing I want to say. We lost her cousin. Okay, and this situation, share their wife. And I'm tired of Drew and Ralph. Ralph, I'm just gonna say it like this: Ralph and Drew got played this season. Baby, Dennis and Portia played y'all like a goddamn fiddle. Okay, like a violin. I'm like, in child, did you not realize that you got played? You and your husband. I ain't playing. They got played, and that's just. I mean, this is like one story. Now you talking about okay? Now, if Dennis supposed to be dating her, why would Dennis telling you that she was dating some man named Black? But she probably dating Dennis. That don't
Didn't
make
add
no
up.
sense. It doesn't make sense. Y'all, you and Raptors got played this season. I mean, and I don't like it. I don't like it at the reunion. He's sitting over and Dennis and what the hell? Why you not sitting on him behind your ex-wife? That don't make no sense. Oh, girl, that just get on my nerves. I mean, they need y'all to get over. Now I'm gonna tell you. Now to get to the real situation. I'm gonna tell you the truth. For me, I really do think Kelly did it.
Mm.
I really do believe Kelly. What's that girl? Shamil had something to do with it. Because they kept nudging one another. Don't you not remember when Marcus got up and he left the event? Kelly got up behind him.
Mm.
Don't you remember that?
Yeah, he did. Sammy just said that.
Yeah. And I believe Kelly and Shamil had something. You know, they couldn't stand. They couldn't stand Angela, baby. Because Angela said, well, you her little lapdog or something? What's up with that move? Because you tell me you doing all partial work.
I don't know. This is a
I
mess.
don't know.
I'm
This is a
sorry.
mess. That's what I'm feel. And I'm just saying, and I mean, and I'm just saying, because I also get too. Brittany also said this on the show too. Remember, they was in that talking. They was in that talking, right? And Brittany said, well, she got a gram squad for me, use a gram squad, but she said, she let Shamil use her gram squad, because Shamil then gram squad went somewhere, did something. She started letting Shamil use her gram squad too. Kelly did. She took away from Brittany, and she took away from Britt, and she gave it to Shamir. That's just my opinion. I don't care if nobody else say. I believe it's Shamil. I believe I'm like crazy. I'm like also like crazy. You can't tell me how much to give. If I give $500, $1,000, baby, that's more than when them people expect me to give. Okay. You can't tell me what to give. If I ever roll around in my World Wars, that's me. That's my business. But as long as I gave, you know what I'm saying? That's as long as I gave. That's in my opinion of it is. That's my opinion how much I want to give. You don't tell me you don't tell me how much to give. And then like Faith, they did that on but to Phaedra over there on Mountain Madison, where you didn't give this amount. No, I give what I want to give. You don't tell me what to give. Who the hell do you tell me go in my wallet? You go into my pocketbook, child. I give what I want to give, and I can buy in my war and anything else too I got. Okay. Long as I
All
give
right.
people some money. All right. Just want some money. But I also want to say this right here too. I seen this episode right here too. I'm gonna say, damn, it's so much to wrap up in one thing. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I really do. I just said to me, I just believe it's Kelly. I don't care nobody say, I believe it's Kelly and Samir had something to do with it. And I really do. I mean, it just Kelly did. I mean, Shamir get on my nerves, and Kelly is too. I miss my girl Kenya. They should never fire Kenya. They suspend her. And so and I kind of like Brittany, but she need to come correct too, though. So okay, but I love
But she
y'all.
won't be
Let's
coming
see
correct
y'all
no
next
more,
week
Lisa.
for the reunion. I think this reunion gonna be stupid. It's gonna be stupid. So
Oh,
I want to hear. I want to hear what Porky tell. What Porky's come out and say. Well, I kiss Candy, and Shamil, you kiss Candy in the club too. Ooh,
oh
we
Lord.
good. Faith. One time had said now that Shamil and Candice got it on.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
I
Lord.
just
So, baby, I want
I don't want to hear it.
to kissing in the club with the end of tongue at you down below. That's what I'm on.
Lisa. Okay, Lisa. I got it in the back, all right?
Chase, you echoing again.
I know. I
Okay.
think it's
I
Lisa.
love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. I love you, Chase.
All right,
Baby,
love you
you
too. All right, thank you so much.
You
but
need the mic on or your thing on. One of them
No,
got to go.
I know
What
it
the
wasn't me,
fuck?
baby.
Who's happening?
It wasn't me. Hey, Demetrio.
Hey guys, how y'all
Hey,
doing?
Hey, Demisio.
See,
So,
Danny.
huh?
I was just telling Danny that the echo's
you
going
right.
now. So
So I'm gonna start with Ralph and Drew. I just feel like Ralph just wants to be seen, child. Like, cause that conversation that he had with Drew could have been happening a long time ago before we even got to the point where we at now. And I just need Drew just to grow a pair and stop letting the man treat her like that. Like, girl, move out of that house. Okay, I know you got enough money to find you somewhere else. Like, I wouldn't even be dealing with Ralph. I would let the courts and the lawyers handle it and call it a day and move on with my life. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. And if Drew come back, I just don't want to see this no more. We have ran our course with the Ralph and Drew saga and the divorce and all that. We don't ran our course with it. Like it's not interesting no more. Like let's move on. When it comes to Phaedra, I don't know. It's just something about that whole situation just don't seem right. I don't know who set it up. I don't know whether it was Angela or Kelly or somebody, but I just Phaedra's capable of a lot of things. But I just don't think that I don't see what she gets out of out of this whole thing, and I agree with Charles as well. I don't trust you, and we not finna have this going on at my event. Let's get him on up out of here today. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not 5 seconds later, right now. I don't blame him for that. You brought this messy person in here to basically further perpetuate this rumor or lie or whatever, about me. Like, why would you even want this here? Like, it just didn't even make sense on Angela's behalf. Like, that's something that you could have did over the phone and called it a day. You didn't need to bring him to the event. It just wasn't necessary. And as far as now, look, I don't like Brit at all. I do not like Brit at all. But I'm just not falling for the bull with Shamia again. Like, you've been talking stuff behind Portia's back. It's been a consistent pattern this season. So I believe Brit over Shamia any day. Shamia did the same exact thing with Angela and Drew and tried to deflect and play the victim like with them as well. Like, no, like you was talking about Portia and you just then got called out on it because how would Britt even know any of those things about the therapy session and all of that? You have to say something. You have to say something to that lady for her to even be bringing that up. So, Shamir, you just guilty and you mad you got caught. That lady did not talk about your child. She talked about your parenting. It's a big difference in the two situations. Now, if she would have said something directly about your child, then, of course, we would all understand it. But maybe talking about your parenting, that's if anything, mom shaming and not anything about the daughter. It's just funny though to me how Shamia came into this season though being like a fan favorite, and now we at the end it's like, ooh, she kind of being like, a little bit unlikable here. Like Britt made sense, and I think that Shamia just was mad about that because if your daughter was sick, like like it was showed, why would you not immediately be going home instead of rushing out to Miami? I just think that just was a hard pill to swallow, and she just was mad because somebody actually said it out loud. That's just personally what I think. But overall, this season, some of them got to go. Britt can go. I mean,
Well,
really,
regardless,
Shamia is a dud for me too at this point. I don't know where we go from here. It's like we lost Kenya for this. Bravo got to get it together. They need to get it together fast. All right. But that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Demetria, for calling in. We do greatly appreciate it.
All right, you guys.
All righty. All right, you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We have had a long season. And so I ask you guys, what is your dream cast for next season? Well, no, not dream cast. What is your realistic cast for next season? And then we'll go ahead and call it a night. Danny, what is your realistic cast for next season?
I can take these same girls minus Brit, bring back Kenya, and I maybe even sprinkle Sheree up in there.
Okay. What about you,
Give
Sammie?
Shamia a spot and make Shamia is reserved best as a friend. And you know who else?
Realistic.
Realistic Shamia is better served as a friend. You can bring Marlo back as a friend too.
This month, I've been saying all season, Marlo would have been hooping and hollering at this shit.
And Kenya would have solved the mystery though. Kenya would have found
That's
out.
what I did. What I said last night, bitch. We need a Kenya so bad.
Kenya
Because
would have
Kenya's you're gonna have to come up here with some proof tonight.
Now wait a minute, Angela.
We was gonna
You
get
want to sit there and believe we are grown ass women, and you want us to sit there and believe this bald head city is going to be coming here?
Kenya probably would have defended Phaedra after all this mess coming out. Phaedra
Nah,
she would have said this don't make sense.
but it's still Phaedra ass. No, so Kenya would have said. For me, I actually would have liked this entire cast plus Kenya back next season. I felt like it was a cast to grow off of, right? I think that Britt Eady really fucked this up for everybody. And the reason why I say Britt Eady fucked it up for everybody, Britt Eady is representation of course, like the other powers that be not making right decisions and all that stuff. But first of all, Britt Eady threatened a girl with a gun, right? Or whatever y'all want to say. She said that she's fine. She got pistols and we already know. We're not going to go down through the whole gamut, right? From there, Kenya Moore retaliated, right?
Mm-hmm.
The conversation was, This is inappropriate and this is too far. Okay? Britt allegedly goes and says, listen, y'all gonna have to get rid of her, and I'm suing if you don't, and all of these things, and they get rid of Kenya, right? That's mistake number one. What I would have liked to have seen was, although it is not fair, I understand that, for Britt to be subjected to work in an environment like that, the housewives in me would have liked to have seen it come out that those weren't Britt's pictures, and B, the girls sit down and have a conversation and then move forward. Or not move forward, but have a conversation and continue to film the season together. I think that Kenya would have helped this season out in spades, in my opinion. Right? From there, then we don't get no Kenya more, right? So then now we got all this stuff coming where Britt is going back and forth with random cast members on the cast, and now she don't show up to the fucking reunion. Strike number fucking 2. Now you done got Kenya off the show for you to film a show. You get into these situations where you say things out of your own mouth that go too far in retaliation to what is said to you, and you don't show up to the reunion to defend yourself, clarify yourself, because all she had to do, in my opinion, was show up to the reunion. They won't give her another contract. They were. And then you sue Bravo for it. That's strike number 3. So she really ruined this show this season for me and put a damper on this show for me. I think that if she could dish it and, said she could dish it and take it and all that stuff, then to me she was faking like she was hurt by what Kenya did and she was trying to win, and she ruined the season being childish and being a newbie. And so for me, of course, she's out. We all know she's not coming back. Realistically, although I hear what everybody's saying about Shamia, first chair to me sounds like an investment. And she ain't going nowhere. It does. I think they're going to try to bring back some kind of an OG next season. I don't know which one it is, but I think that they should keep who they have and hopefully work Kenya more back in and then bring one more person, 2 people, another new girl in as a friend or something like that, and another old girl in, and just do it like that. And that's what I like to see.
Mia.
Who?
Don't bring Mia.
Please don't bring Mia.
I don't know. But with that being said, I enjoyed the season. I liked it. I know a lot of people are on the fence about it. I liked the season. It was fun. It was funny. It was different. And so to me, it's a good moving forward place, but they are going to have to fix a lot of work. They're going to have to fix a lot of stuff next season for it to be viable. Other than that, thank y'all so much. What were you saying, Danny?
Somebody on Twitter said that they figured out who paid Marcus.
Who?
They said Stacey from Potomac paid him the way she paid TJ.
Oh, well, he didn't never get that money then, did he? Y'all think she will talk about that later. What you want to say, Danny? I mean, Sam, before we go?
I was saying first chair does sound like an investment, but we do know that they will let that first chair go, i.e. Sheree.
All right. Well, there it is. I want to thank you guys for coming on in to work with me tonight, and I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your holiday week. Thank you so much for tuning in here to No Chaser TV. Thank you to everybody in the lounge, everybody viewing across all platforms, and our callers, Lovable Lisa and Demisio. And we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.